This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 405, 7 Habits to Start in 7 Days to Guarantee a Year of Happiness, Part 1, by Marc Chernoff of markandangel.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. This is where I read to you every single day to help you live a more meaningful life. And I cover personal development, productivity, and minimalism mostly from some of the best bloggers and authors you can find, with their permission, of course. And thank you so much to FreshBooks for helping out and keeping this podcast running. If you're a small business owner or freelancer and you're not using FreshBooks, you got to try out their invoicing and time tracking and expense tracking, all of that. FreshBooks makes it super easy and they revamped their site. You can try it out for free for a month, no credit card required. Just come by freshbooks.com/living and let them know that I sent you. But for now, let's get right to the post and start optimizing your life. 7 Habits to Start in 7 Days to Guarantee a Year of Happiness, Part 1, by Marc Chernoff of markandangel.com. In our busy daily lives, it's easy to miss the forest for the trees and completely overlook some of the more obvious activities that can disproportionately affect our happiness levels. Luckily, we can go off more than just our intuition. There are lots of proven strategies that aim to create the right behavior that leads to a happier life. Now we take a look at 7 of the more actionable pieces of advice you can start implementing over the next week. Number 1, find meaning in your work. Last week I interviewed a motel housekeeper in Miami Beach for a side project I'm working on. "Do you like your job?" I asked. To my surprise, she smiled from ear to ear and was breathless for a couple seconds. She finally collected herself and said, "I can't believe how much I love my job. I get to make dozens of our guests happy every day and feed my 2 beautiful children at the same time." Talk about a powerful perspective, right? A job is only just a job if you choose to see it as a job, but there's so much more to it. All work is a chance to be of service. All work is a chance to express your gifts and talents. All work is a chance to be helpful to other people. All work is a chance to change the world. It's up to you to find meaning in your work, whether you're a housekeeper, whether you're a police officer, whether you're a teacher, whether you're an astronaut or an entrepreneur. You must find meaning in your work so that every day you feel like you're on a purposeful mission. So I today challenge you, love what you do until you can do what you love. Love where you are until you can be where you love. Love the people you are with until you can be with the people you love most. This is the way we find happiness. Number 2, embrace discomfort to gain mastery. Happy people generally have something known as a signature strength. At least one skill set they become proficient at, even if the learning process made them feel somewhat uncomfortable at first. Over the past decade, we've coached thousands of people online and offline, and one lesson we've learned is that, yes, mastering a skill is just as stressful as you might think. However, the stress is positive. Although the process of becoming proficient at something takes its toll on people in the form of stress, people also admit that these same activities make them feel happy and satisfied when they look back on their days, weeks, months, and years as a whole. They see their progress and they feel great about it. Truth be told, being terrible at something is the first step to being truly great at it. Struggle is evidence of progress. The more time you spend there, the faster you learn. It's better to spend an extremely high quality 10 minutes growing than it is to spend a mediocre hour running in place. You want to practice at the point where you are on the edge of your ability, stretching yourself over and over again, making mistakes, stumbling, learning from those mistakes, and stretching yourself even farther. The rewards of becoming great in the long run far outweigh the short-term discomfort that's felt in the process of earning your stripes. Number 3, detach yourself from your failures and successes. Self-worth that's attached to external merit can be quite fickle. For example, through our coaching, Angel and I have come to know that most university students who tie their self-worth to their schooling feel small boosts when they receive a good grade or graduate school acceptance letter, but feel harsh drops in self-worth when they don't. What these students are forgetting is that failure is not something you are, it's just something you experience. And the same is true for success. So remember that happy, successful people are often happy and successful in the long run for one simple reason. They think about failure and success differently. They don't take everything that goes wrong personally, and they don't get a big head when everything goes right either. Follow in their footsteps, do the best you can, and be a humble, lifelong learner. Never let success get to your head and never let failure get to your heart. Number 4, be productive, not rushed. Being rushed puts you on the fast track to being miserable, period. But on the flip side, having nothing to do can also take its toll. Bad news for those who subscribe to the dream of doing nothing. The balance is just right when you're living a productive life at a comfortable pace, meaning you should be expanding your comfort zone often, but not so much that you feel frenzied and out of control. Easier said than done, but certainly a positive state to strive towards. One method to achieving this is to have heavy lifting and light lifting time slots scheduled each day. During the heavy lifting times, you go at it full force, and then as soon as a light lifting time slot arrives, you slow down. It's simply a matter of scheduling time every day to not be overly busy. Have dedicated downtime, clear points in the day to reflect, rest, and recharge. Don't fool yourself. You're not so busy that you can't afford a few minutes of sanity. Also, keep in mind that you can't always be agreeable to everyone else's requests and demands. That's how people take advantage of you. Sometimes you have to set clear boundaries. We all have obligations, but a comfortable pace can only be found by properly managing your yeses. Be willing to say no to most things so you're able to say yes to the right things. Read the one thing. Number 5, hear that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled 7 Habits to Start in 7 Days to Guarantee a Year of Happiness by Marc Chernoff of marcandangel.com. And by the way, Marc and Angel are part of a year-long course on simplicity and minimalism that just started, and you can still join. They will close down the course right after this weekend though, and it features not only Marc and Angel, but the minimalists, Courtney Carver, Colin Wright, awesome minimalism and personal development authors that I read right here on the show. Just visit oldpodcast.com/learn to learn more. And once again, I'm really grateful that FreshBooks has sponsored this episode. FreshBooks is a cloud accounting solution for small business owners, but that's not as scary as it sounds. Cloud accounting is simply invoicing, time tracking, expense tracking, and more for your business. Exactly what you need to bill customers and receive payments and track it really easily. And as you might know, I've been tracking all my expenses down to the penny for both my personal life and business life for like 7 years or so with a spreadsheet. But after seeing FreshBooks' method with their app and organizing pictures of receipts, this is my new way of doing it. It's so easy to use. You can enter the expense, date, and category, and the app connects to your account on the web so you don't have to come home and log it into the computer. It's genius and better than my solution. Come check it out and try all of their features for free for a whole month. No credit card required. Just come by freshbooks.com/living, and when they ask you, how did you hear about us? Just put in Optimal Living Daily. And that's it for today. I wish you a great one. Tomorrow is Friday, so that's exciting. I'll wrap up today's post then, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.